Alright, sorry about that extremely long introduction music. Not usually that long, but we had a little bit of stuff to get going, and I started it a little bit earlier than I intended to on accident. It was like 27 when I started it. I wanted to get it done before 6:30. We're at 6:34. Intended to have a little bit of an intro, but not that much of an intro. Yeah, 8 minutes is kind of excessive. That having been said, I think we are good to go. I can see both chats today. We're doing good. There. Got Darkrai counter up and running. Got a baby trying to wreck the Switch bots. It's a good time. By Swayze, new prediction is 260, huh? I would love nothing more than that. However, there's a part of me that wonders what I will be doing for the rest of the stream should I actually get that. Levy, welcome. Skygams, welcome. Been chatting with both of y'all in Discord, so that's pretty awesome. Good to see some, well, read some familiar names. Heather Hill, welcome. First chat, thank you. And Drew Patton, welcome if you're still here. You can't wait for it to start. That was a while ago, it looks like. And then don't worry about it. Yes, this is the version it's going to be on. Yes. We are running a copy of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I actually had to jack one from the bots. That's why the Jirachi giveaway now has a message on it saying one of the bots is down. In other news, I did finally figure out a good app on my phone as well as companion program for the PC to use my phone, my iPhone, as a video webcam. So should be in the near future improving some video quality on my backdrop, my face, all that fun stuff. Should be getting bigger and better there. Been shiny hunting all day, got a Psyduck and a Marill. That is awesome by Swayze. I have been shiny hunting somewhat all day. I was actually at work. I can have a Game Boy and a Nintendo Switch while I'm at work. Did a little bit of my Sprigatito hunt. Of course, we did one of those on stream, and I've been hunting the other two I will need for my Living Dex collection off stream. And didn't have much luck there, but I did find a shiny while I was hunting today. Unfortunately, it was the infamous shiny locked, or not shiny locked, but shiny fail uncatchable Poochyena from Ruby. We love those. I do want to eventually get to the point where I am streaming one of those. The odds are really high, one in every like 8,000 and some change. And the reset on that is like 15 seconds. It's absurdly short. I love it. At your battery works? I don't know. I mean, I was expecting to find a shiny Poochyena. I mean, I got it at like 281 encounters. I'm a little shocked that it happened so soon. But at the same time... Uh-oh. What are we getting into there, mister? Yeah, you bumped your face? You're gonna mess around? You're gonna find out. You play with your toys, not mine. My toys hurt. At least your battery works. Yeah. I soldered my own battery to make it work. I was raised with that skill set, so it kind of helps out. It's been convenient. I've replaced all of the batteries in all of my cartridges, and even got so good that I was able to do it to the point that I didn't lose my save file while doing it. You solder in the spare, or like you get 2 extra batteries, you solder in one, remove the one that's actually powering it, then you solder in the replacement, and then remove the extra battery you attached with some gator clamps. kind of like jump starting your car, but you're jump starting your game, all that fun stuff. I started proactively changing the battery before they run dry. I figured that helps. They run dry once every like 15 years or so. Yeah, fun stuff there. Uh-oh. What'd you learn? Yeah, don't cry about it. You're just gonna learn something. Kind of smarts, but you'll live. Kid just rolled over and smacked his head on my leg of my chair, and then just like looked at me like, and you know, what they say about kids in pain is true. As long as you don't overreact as a parent, the kid doesn't overreact and start crying about it. It's just like, okay, whatever. I don't know quite how to process that, but like if you freak out, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. Hey, quit eating my chair. Yeah, you can't eat my chair. Tough noodles. He will be ready for food at some point during the stream, probably in the next 20 minutes or so. I need to get a jumper again. Like, ever since that went away, he's been kind of bored and whiny and needing a lot more attention and wanting to be held a lot more. Austin, welcome. Oh, this one up top was a really long one. That's a good IV, at least. Yeah, what was it? 2.5 hours it took to get to 230 some odd encounters. I was able to get that in like an hour. Well, 2 hours on my Game Boy Advance, just resetting in between stuff at work. I was able to get 250 encounters just with one system. That's pretty crazy to me. Shiny hunting Mudkip on the Pokemon Ruby, and honestly, at some point I should probably stream one of those hunts. I feel like those ones have a good nostalgia factor to them that I should work with. When will I be hunting Jirachi again? That one is reserved explicitly for my days off. Tuesday I just didn't feel like it, but Saturday when I can, and Sunday really is the main day for me to shiny hunt Jirachi. It takes a lot of setup, and it's kind of a pain to do, so I like to be able to ensure that I have an entire day to throw at it, because 2 hours for some encounters for that Jirachi only yields like 20 encounters if you're on top of it, and I am never on top of it, so I want to feel like I get a good number of encounters in and stream for like 6 hours straight is the goal. Having a kid kind of makes it harder for that, but I think this Sunday I will be utilizing the services of a babysitter to assist with watching the babe so that I can dedicate some time to streaming. I want to get that hunt done and found so that I can move on to a more fun hunt for Manaphy. That's actually why I got my phone working as a webcam, is so I can look down on my desk for the DS, since there's no way to stream that one directly to a PC. That one's going to be kind of janky. Dude, quit eating my arm. You have a binky for that. Yeah, I get to hunt the starters at the same time. And Gigi, I wish you all the best with that horrendous Pokemon. We don't like Dialga here on this channel. We really don't like Shaman either. But I wish you all the best. in finding that Dialga. It was a pain for me mentally. I did not enjoy doing it. Too much brown. And chance, yes, it is shiny locked in BDSP. However, it is not shiny locked on Diamond and Pearl on the DS. And I happen to have a copy of Pokemon Ranger that came with an egg still intact. I was very shocked about that. I also found a way to reset Pokemon Ranger save state so that it never gave away the egg to begin with. Those games actually work in reverse. So compared to a normal Pokemon giveaway for a mystery gift, what happens is your game receives the mystery gift, it flags the system saying, hey, this gift was received, and then blocks you from receiving any more. Pokemon Ranger does the inverse of that. It starts with the game, or starts the game with that egg as a fundamental part of the game's coding, saying, hey, this egg is on here. This is what it looks like. And then when you trade it away at the end of the game, it flags the system and says, hey, this egg has been traded. If you go in and reset that flag on the save file, you can give yourself infinite Manaphy eggs. So that one is really cool. And I was able to do that to give myself 3 extra eggs. I think the most that you can hunt is 5. Yeah, so 4 or 5. I think it's 4 because there's some weird thing for trading that you have to have at least 2 good Pokemon to trade. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the Manaphy, Shiny Manaphy hunt on the original hardware. And I thought that was really cool. And I think if I can get Jirachi done and, you know, kind of whittle down my epic hunts, what I'm going to do is purchase a Japanese copy of Pokemon Emerald, and I'm going to edit that save state to have the Eon ticket, the, what's it called, Aurora ticket. There's one more thing, Old Sea Map, Aurora ticket and Old Sea Map, and I'm going to get myself a shiny Mew, as well as a shiny Deoxys. So we're going to have all of the Gen 3 huntable Pokemon. Master Dark Obelisk, thanks for that sub click. Brian Guzman, welcome. Good evening. Troy, also welcome. I too love Darkrai for no good reason at all. Didn't even see the movie with Darkrai in it. I just thought it was an extremely cool Pokemon because I was like 11 when this game came out, and Darkrai was the shizzle. So, also, I didn't count last time, so we're gonna do that now. I was too busy with my excitement on how I was going to be doing these hunts. And then, after Jirachi, Mew, Deoxys, and Manaphy, I don't think there's any ridiculous hunts other than a authentic Sinistea shiny. I think that one's going to be hard to do. Mewtwo's pretty easy. I don't know if there's a Darkrai movie, per se, but there's definitely a movie where Darkrai is featured very heavily. I think they actually had a movie hosting thing of it in Japan a while back. Sky, best streamer. I do try. I think I fall short of that significantly, but I will be doing my very best to live up to that hashtag there. Ouch, dude, you clawed my arm. It's definitely interesting streaming with a baby in your lap, I'll tell you that much. You're the only one, I'm the only one you watch? Good, good. Reggie Ice took you the longest at 8K resets. That is pretty sad. That is a lot of missed potential there. I feel like there's a very good chance the shiny was missed. Just because of how lame Reggie Ice's shiny was. And in fact, I think Reggie Ice and Reggie Steel and Reggie Alecki I almost skipped out of in my live stream. I had hit the home button, had hit X, and then realized that it was shiny, just because they were so different. Like, so not different, I mean. They were very, very similar. Sky Games, have a great shower. Am I a butter guy or an oil guy? Chance, I love your questions. They are ones that usually make me think, because they're like random off-the-wall things that you don't really consider. But usually they are questions that it's like, well, that entirely depends on what I'm having. Like, 98% of the time, I'm going to go with butter. However, there is that 2% where 1% of the time I am going to wish that whatever it was has coconut oil in it, and the other 1% where if it wasn't fried in peanut oil, I don't want it. Because, like, you can't really fry chicken in butter. Like, you can, but peanut oil is just so much better. And then there's things that, you know, when you're making, if you make it with coconut oil, you're just, like, leveling up that dessert so much more because it's infused with coconut flavor, which I personally enjoy very thoroughly. But most of the time, butter flavoring is awesome. Cook your steak in butter, great. Put butter on your popcorn, amazing. Buttercream frosting, absolutely. Speaking of shards, I ended up going through a hunt on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to get all of the shards I could possibly need to shiny hunt all of those legendary Pokemon. I've just been way too busy with other stuff to actually get around to hunting them. It is actually pretty tragic. I got so many hunts, but not enough time to do them. No, you absolutely do not have to have Darkrai in any way, shape, or form from PLA. Darkrai in this game is native, like... yeah, he's just part of the game. However, you did need to get the event for Darkrai. That was the member tag. And if you missed that event back in April of last year, you're kind of SOL. And Jake Hidden. More Switches, more consoles, more hunts. I don't really think that Switch console lack is my problem, given that there are 12 right there in camera view. Another one down there. So the 13th one is just chilling out down there. There are 2 on my desk currently doing this hunt, so that's 15. And then my wife's Switch is out in the living room, bumping our grand total to 16 Nintendo Switches in this household, with only 2 people to use them. Also, Drums for Life, welcome. You're hoping for a new Pokemon Black remaster for Switch? Me too. However, if ICLA has anything to do with it, I'm going to cry myself to sleep for the next year. I love Pokemon Black. There is so much potential for a shiny Keldeo release. There is so much potential for Pokemon Black to just be super awesome. However, they do have to decide between an interesting conundrum. They have to bridge... I mean, they can't remake Black and Black 2, you know? Like, they have to meet in the middle and decide, okay, what are we going to do for this? Are we going to do Black? Are we going to do White? Are we going to do a bridge between the two? Because, like, I personally would not want to play Black without having Roxy available as a gym leader. So, potentially, what they could do is a hybrid where Sharon is not your rival. You are the Pokemon Black 2 protagonist playing through the game of Black. I mean, I feel like that could be a nice bridge. Black 2 main character playing through Pokemon Black, having the option for 10 gym leaders. I think would be really cool, but only 8 of them are needed for the Elite Four. That would be so sick. So sick! But, alas, we would not be that lucky. And Pokemon Gray would solve the issue. Mostly. Because there's still ultimately the matter of the story. I would assume they would do Pokemon Gray like that anyways, but like they still got to figure out which story are they going to follow, because they are 2 different stories. Another Legends game would also be really cool. I would not put it past them to do both, just like they did with the Pokemon Legends Arceus game and the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Like, I fully would anticipate them doing that for both of them. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be the new norm. Because, like, Pokemon Legends Arceus is kind of like Pokemon Platinum for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. In a sense. Although it's not near as good. Legends Arceus was great though. I'm not throwing shade at Legends Arceus. It's just not Platinum. By Swayze, that is a great point. Remake Black and White and then make us pay for the DLC for Black 2. That's funny. And I personally think that the next Legends game would be better suited for the Johto region. I just think that I mean, could you imagine, like, instead of just the Johto region as a singularity, they say screw it and do the Johto and Kanto prefecture, like, as a whole, and just have the future prospect of the Elite Four area, Indigo Plateau, be a combining area around them, and we just circle around Indigo Plateau the entire game until we get up to the top. Problem is, I mean, Celebi is a great Pokemon to do a Legends game for. Kanto really doesn't have much going for it in that regard, because, like, what are they going to do? Just have a Mew chill in there? Like, Mew doesn't transcend time, necessarily. But Legends Celebi would be dope. And the return of Johto would also be very welcome. We got a lot of chats going on, though. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Gen 3 is quite obviously my very favorite generation. I loved the 3DS remakes for those games. However, I don't think that Gen 3 is worthy of getting remade or ported to the Switch before we get something for Black in Black 2. I think Gen 5 needs some love prior to getting Gen 3 remade. We don't need any more remakes for Gen 1. We already have one of those on the Switch, but yeah, I'm all for getting the 3DS capabilities on the Nintendo Switch for that. Kind of like, or at the very least, the Game Boy Advance versions of those Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch. That would be freaking amazing. I would love nothing more than that to happen. And, you know, what I really want before any of those remakes, Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness combo pack launched on the Switch. That's what I want. Those games are so severely underrated. Like, you have no idea. They were amazing. Back from the shower. Oh my gosh, I can almost read that, but I can't really. I know the last symbol is yo, or ho. That should be yo. First symbol is an A. I feel like that's either a me or yo. Ah, me yo? That's gonna drive me nuts. Hey, stop that, kid. It says good Ohio! That's why. I was like, That's why I recognize that. It's O. Oh, hi, ho. Yes. Kind of. Ohayo gozaimasu. See you. Because it's see you. I once tried to learn how to read Japanese so that I could try to learn how to speak Japanese. And without people to talk to, it doesn't go over very well. I can tell you that. If they do another Arceus, they need to Shiny Lock or nerf the legendaries like they did, and also need more variety of Pokeballs, April Balls. You know, if we had a Johto game, I could guarantee you April Balls and such would be the go-to. I mean, if you remember in Legends Arceus, it actually makes a crap ton of sense if you think about it. They had the locking mechanisms. They had the apricorns, or whatever apricorns, and certain apricorns helped you build certain balls. But if you remember in the original Diamond and Pearl, that area didn't have apricorns, so apricorn balls shouldn't have existed in the future. So they didn't exist in the past either, in that regard. But you did have certain types of balls, like the heavy ball and all that. Like, it makes sense for Johto, if that was to be remade in a Arceus-style game, that since all of those apricorns were naturally obtainable in Johto, that the apricorn balls would have a wider variety, like a net ball type thing, or a lure ball, or the fast ball. Hey, Smoker, yes, my favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. We are, however, repping Mountain Dew today. This video is not sponsored by said beverage or company, but it was cheap at Sam's Club and in 24-ounce bottles, so I bought it, and it's delicious. Yeah, recent rumors suggest Switch 2 in Q1 of 2024. I'm going to say that is some horse crap. There is no way, absolutely no way, that we're getting a new console in 2024 from Nintendo. 2025 at the earliest. And that is surely because we are halfway through 2023. If there was a new console in development on its way, they're going to market it. Like, they would let us know by now. For Q1, that's 6 months away or less. Like, that's not a lot of time. They're going to need to get the word out and get people to recognize, one, that it's not just a Switch 2, that it's going to be something different, because they had a horrible marketing for the Wii U. Like, they already tried that. Everybody thought the Wii U was just a gamepad attachment to the Wii. Nobody really wanted it. It didn't sell very well. It didn't have the most game support either. Like, in order for a Switch 2 to be made, like, there's going to have to be a lot of evidence to back it up. Like, Nintendo making packs for a lot more OLED screens and better processors than what they have right now. And I just haven't seen any indication that that's been the case, that they've been doing processor deals for bigger and better stuff. Yeah, I could see an announcement being made quarter of 2024, but they're going to want a solid year to get people on board with the idea of the Switch is going to be dying. They're not going to be finding many more games for it. The Switch, they said, was halfway through its life cycle. I believe that was 2 years ago in 2021. And it was at its 5-year mark. Or 2022, so maybe it was only a year ago. It was around its 4 or 5 year mark, so we got 3 more years to 4 more years with this Switch. from what they say. However, I would suspect the last 2 years is a transition period to the new console. So 2025, I could totally see being the year. Now, that having been said, what we got to take into consideration for like the Switch 2, which not a lot of people seem to talk about in their clickbaity videos and whatnot, and the reason why I haven't really done any videos about it, is Nintendo is not in a hurry to make another console. They don't make a lot of money on third-party games. Like, they want to sell their own IP, and if they can make their own IP work and sell extremely well on their console, they're not going to upgrade it. And the thing about the Switch is, it is the most bought system, like, almost ever, for Nintendo. There are 2 other consoles that are right up there with it. Decades apart, however. But if they make a new console, they have to convert all of their Switch owners over to that new console to sell them games. They don't want to do that because they already have a console that works, that has their biggest fan base, their biggest consumer base that they've ever had, and they just pump out first-party games because they make 100% profit off of those game sales. They own the IP, they own the games. I mean, after they pay for their team, it's 100% profit for them. They're not in a hurry to make a new console because their games, or like their consoles, already can't compete with most third-party games unless they're indie developers, and that's the niche that Nintendo's going for. Indie developers that'll pay 70% of their profits to Nintendo to have it run on a console that people will like have already bought. It's just smart business for them. Unless they can make the Switch 2, or whatever they're going to call it, fundamentally improved, there's no reason for their casual Switch owners to buy it. And even if they're casual ones, there's really no reason to buy an improvement if you still have a biggest library of games Nintendo's ever had for a console. Like, it's not necessary for most casual gamers. For the hardcore gamers, the hardcore Nintendo fans, we're going to buy it no matter what because it's got Nintendo's tag on it. And we want to play the next Pokemon games, the next Zelda games, and the next Mario games. And that's what's going to sell the new console to us, is being able to play those still. I think I got a bunch of comments to catch up on. I would love XD Gale of Darkness 2. Mystery Dungeon, but with the good old pixel art. I could see that happening. That would be also awesome. Hey, I gotta have Mountain Dew occasionally. Else I risk being addicted solely to Dr. Pepper. If I could buy Pepsi in the can, but like the 16-ounce cans, I would be doing that. I think that would be a lot better. But Dr. Pepper just sometimes doesn't hit right. I love it to death, though, but sometimes it's just not it. Definitely keep remaking Pokemon games, and Pokemon games, we'll buy them. $24,133 plus for Darkrai. No, thank you. Like, at that point, I would still be hunting it just to spite it, but I hope I don't have to hunt it that long. I'm in it for, like, 2,000. Like, I think 2,000 would be a great hunt. Less than 1,000 would be an amazing hunt. Yeah, with what Nintendo has going for the Switch, I don't think there's anything they can really do to one-up themselves. Like, the Wii, we all knew that, like, there was something that could be done. The gamepad for the Wii U, it was like a step in the right direction. We knew that they could do better. Nintendo's not interested in the whole graphics game, but gosh dang, their processing power has got to improve, and they need to stop doing the bare minimum. However, they lose portability with a better card, so batteries is something to consider as well. I think they're going to continue their business model with handheld devices. They pretty much own the market of handheld devices. Uh, Despite the Steam Deck in the Republic of Gamers version of the Steam Deck, like, the Switch is king because they killed the Game Boy or the 3DS. The Switch is king of the handhelds, and the only thing they can do to really one-up themselves is make it stronger so that we can play better games and more third-party games, but don't know, they're kind of out of the console wars. They're not in the same competition bracket as Microsoft and Sony. They dabbed out. They could do a 3DS type object with it. That would be interesting. They would need to significantly improve the battery, because the dual screen, or not the dual screen, the 3D effect did consume a good amount of battery life. Hey, congratulations to your friend there, Galarian Moltres. I suck at doing raids. Like, I hate doing raids for Pokemon. I never get the shiny Pokemon in raids. What's my stopping point for tonight? That's going to depend entirely upon how my baby feels. And he should be getting hungry within, like, he should have been hungry 10 minutes ago, really. So that might be why he's a little bit more whiny right now. But he's my timer for the evening. I'm thinking I might go until 9. There is some stuff around the house that I need to get done before 10 so I can go to bed. I have an extremely long day of work tomorrow. I work both jobs. So I get off at 5:30-ish, and then I go to work at... Well, I get off at 5 and go to work at 5:30 to my other job for 4 hours. So tomorrow is my long day. And then I come home, go to sleep, and wake up and go work 4 hours at my main job, so... I do need my sleep tonight. The Nintendo Switch is expensive to play. It's cheaper than an Xbox. Really cheaper than a PlayStation. Like, OLED Switch is at $350 tops, plus a $60 game. Like, most of Microsoft's games are $60, unless they're old. $700 to $800, I can jive with that. I've had one around the 800 range and one around the 500. Yeah, I really wish Nintendo would beef up their Nintendo Online. Like, there's no reason why we had to lose the chat features that the Wii U had. Like, they kind of backpedaled on their online, to be honest. Like, they tried to be cool and connect it with your smartphone, but not all kids have a smartphone. It's kind of dumb. I really wish they would have just kept on with what, like, Xbox was doing. Like, Xbox's friend chat system far exceeds the other consoles. Like, I've played Sony enough to know that the friend system and messaging system on the Xbox is top tier. Like, Sony is close, but, like, hot dang. Nintendo's not even in the running. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find those games at that price regardless there, Mooncat. They definitely are more expensive than the Game Boy Advanced, or, you know, the Game Boy games. And honestly, Nintendo's able to charge that for these because technically the Switch is a console. And that's what they were going for, right? Like, there was some unspoken trade rules that were made for keeping games reasonable. Back in the old days, and I'm dating myself, I wasn't old enough to remember this exactly, but I am familiar with it happening. Games like Donkey Kong Country were $120 when they came out. And this was like on the Super Nintendo. So like if it was one of their flagship games, one of their main IPs, they would charge whatever they wanted. And, you know, $20 for some games, 60 for others, 120 for others. It was all over the place, right? Well, with Microsoft and Sony entering the game production area and, you know, a lot of third parties becoming game developers, they decided to make kind of like a trade commission for them where they couldn't charge more than $60 for console games. That's why things were like $59.99 for the longest time. And for Game Boy games or handheld games, it was capped at like $34.99. Unless there was something that went with it, like an amiibo or a collector's edition or a figurine or something, they could charge more for the game. Now that the Switch and Game Boy have combined, and it's technically a dockable console that you can also kind of hold in your hand, they're able to charge console game prices for it. I would be extremely weirded out if Ash didn't return to the anime in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think Ash is gone, but he's just not the main character anymore. I think he'll make appearances. Like, he was Pokemon's go-to character for decades. Literally decades. And I definitely hope Pokemon doesn't do the same thing as Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of, like, made themselves irrelevant and took themselves out of any runnings when they went 5Ds. I hated the 5D arc. Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc, I forget what it was called, but when they went to, like, Atlantis or whatever the crap it was, that was some good stuff. It would be really weird if it was Ash's sibling. He doesn't have a sibling. Unless I've been way out of the loop for way too long. And, his mom and Mr. Mime did some stuff. Might have to call Child Protective Services or something on that one. And Pokemon Protective Services. Okay, dude, are we ready to go play or what? Go play. The Toon cards were legit. Pegasus was so cool. Yugi, my boy. Easy there, Sir Kaiba. I feel like Pegasus, as a character, had a lot of inspiration drawn from Michael Jackson. And, like, just, I don't know why, but when I watched the series, I just made that connection for some reason. And I've never been able to unmake it. Should there be a 100-piece Charizard Lego set? Listen, I would love nothing more than if Pokemon got together with Lego. Unfortunately, the best we got is they got together with Mega Bloks, which are inferior to Legos, but kind of the same. It should have stuck with OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX got weird. Having Yugi come back and like pass the torch kind of weirded me out. I think Yugi just should have stayed the main character, personally. Yeah, so ideally I will get this Darkrai, and next month we'll be able to throw it into a giveaway. Generally speaking, my plan... Now, I say this loosely because my plan is subject to change, like the whims or the clouds of the sky. My plan is to have a Scarlet and Violet giveaway every week, and to have alternating Sword and Shield giveaways. I have like 12 bots to work with. 2 of them are stuck doing the same thing over and over again. But I have 12 to work with, roughly. And when it's all said and done, that leaves me 5 per game. Like, I can do 5 for Scarlet and Violet and do a decent giveaway, or I can do 5 for Sword and Shield and do a decent giveaway. So Scarlet and Violet's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be a giveaway that has at least 5 of my bots. Then I'm going to alternate the other 5 between Sword and Shield, depending on the week, so that we can get some good giveaways going there. So that means I can only do one or the other at this time. My kid also is a very smart cookie. He knows that the GameCube had the best controller ever because he is absolutely fascinated with grabbing it. If I put it down on the floor, unsupervised, he's grabbing the GameCube controller. He knows. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the name of the card game, but Yu-Gi is the name of the character. What I'm waiting for is an official Zelda Lego set. I would be all over a Lego Master Sword, Pedestal of Time, or an entire Temple of Time. Oh, that would be so sick. Iconic buildings from the Legend of Zelda series in Lego. Arbiter's Grounds, Hyrule Castle. Oh, that would be sweet. Christopher's shiny hunting in Arceus right now. Best of luck there. Pretty easy game to get shinies in, if I do say so. In this game, the next shiny I'm going to hunt is going to be Arceus, and the last shiny I'm going to hunt is going to be Mesprit. I don't know if it's actually going to be the last, but I probably will be hunting Mesprit after Arceus. Gotta start with Mesprit, or I'm going to go insane because I would rather not get it and end than get the other 2 Lake Guardians and never get Mesprit. Like, I would be hellbent on shiny hunting it until I got it at that point, just because my OCD couldn't even with that. Like, if I get 2 of the 3, I have to get the 3rd. If I get Mesprit first, at least it's out of the way. I can either end it at not getting it, or after I get it, the other 2 are going to be so easy. Hey, Sky, glad that somebody's helping you get that shiny charm. That's awesome. The bots in my Discord server could whip that out for you in no time flat. Yeah, I haven't really bought any of the Mario sets. I haven't been too enthralled with them. I'm personally not a very big Mario fan. Apparently that controller is dead. Let's see if we can fix it. Come back to life, controller. Live. What are you doing down there, huh? Oh my gosh, you're saying mom today. How about that? Your Z key is broken? That's so sad. I am pretty sure that there is a Darkrai-ish movie. Or a Zorak movie. Oh, yeah. There is specifically a movie about that. I read your comment right now. I have the hardest time remembering to increment up on my encounters sometimes. $300 times, that's some endurance. Luckily, it's only like 116 times in reality, because doing double time here. Although, I feel like if I had enough capture cards, I could do 4 at a time. I just don't know if my computer can handle rendering 4 of these videos at the same time. Hey, buddy. How about I feed you a bottle and you come over here and lay down for a second? Is that a plan? Yeah? Cool. Yeah... How many do I have below 300? 3 of them? Technically, no. I only have 1 below 300, really. Regieleki below 400, so I got 2 pretty lucky ones, and Sprigatito doesn't count because it was Masuda method. You found 2 shinies total, both in Legends Arceus, both when trying to find other Pokemon stuff. That's funny. Cresselia should count as 2. Really, though, I am so freaking happy that that one worked. Funny story about Cresselia. That's actually my best reaction to a shiny hunt thus far, just because it happened so early on. I was also living at my father-in-law's house. We had some crap happen that caused us to need to move out of our other living situation pretty quickly. And yeah, we moved out very, very fast. Ended up needing to stay at my father-in-law's house for a little bit. I had a area set up where I could still do YouTube, which was super nice of him. I was very enthusiastic about finding it, and they were just down in the kitchen wondering what the heck my problem was. I have seen the Deadpool and Wolverine outfits. I don't know if I'm going to go watch the movie. I still haven't even seen Deadpool 1 and 2, gonna be honest. And that's because at first it didn't seem to have any sort of connection with the MCU. I mean, other than, you know, them being MCU characters. But it wasn't part of the universe at that time. But I think this movie's tying it in officially to the MCU. Hey, what are you doing with the Bink? You have a bottle here, dude. Eat your food. Sickly Sea Lion, welcome. Deadpool is fantastic, 2 was okay. I kind of have a shiny Decidueye. I shiny hunted Rowlet in, I believe it was Sword and Shield. So I got 3 shiny Rowlet. And they are needing to be evolved and are part of my living dex. Not really trading them out. I keep saying that one of these days I got to do a battle tournament here on the channel. I'm just not good at battling. I get better in spurts, and then I stop battling, and then I lose everything, and then have to try to get better again. Oh, crap. What have I done? There we go. Drag that over there. Because that's about to hit 4 digits. What about the actor having cancer? That's kind of random. I know Deadpool as a character has cancer. Kind of. Like, had. He was dying of cancer, and so they decided to inject him with everything mutant DNA that they had on record, including Wolverine. So that's why he's like, he's dying of cancer, but Wolverine's and other superhumans' healing abilities are healing him as fast as he dies. Super cancer. The healing factor has him at base state with the cancer. Yeah, he heals faster than he dies, with the exception of the cancer. It's how he beat the Skrulls. Yeah, because they couldn't copy that, right? They couldn't copy him. I sure do have a kid. He's down there on the floor screaming, kind of, yelling, rather, because he keeps dropping his bottle. Don't ya? He is 8 months old. And he's at an age where it's incredibly hard to get him to eat. Oh, really? Man, my nose itches so bad. I'm allergic to, like, everything that grows in the ground. Yeah, he's getting pretty talkative tonight. I don't know what nasties I just drank in my cup, but that was disgusting. We're switching to the Mountain Dew bottle now. Hopefully whatever that was will not make me sick, but it probably will. Type of skin cancer, gotcha, yeah. I did reset 7,000 times, almost 8,000 times for my shiny shaman. That's why I hate it so much. Honestly, I think it was some mango smoothie from like, I guess I didn't get the cup clean. I don't know. It's the only thing that I could think of that it could possibly have been. It kind of tasted like mango smoothie, but also like orange juice at the same time. I don't think he's yelling at me. I think he's yelling at his bottle. Yeah, Bradley. So that is actually why I hate Shaman so much. Shaman messed with me mentally. We'll say that. I did 1,300 encounters before somebody told me that you could do the runaway method. Now, the runaway method is good in theory. It saves a bunch of time. However, I think that one is more luck-based than this method, soft resetting. And there's some reasons for that. When you soft reset, how the Pokemon games work is each time you soft reset or basically turn the game off then on again, it resets the shiny seed. The seed in which your shiny frames are going to be found at. Now, pretty much without any margin of error, you are going to be mashing A and hitting the same frame number after you start each time. And in theory, that frame, 1 out of every 4,096, is going to be shiny. That's the odds that we're dealing with because Shiny Charm and Masuda Method have nothing on this to lower its rates. When you run away and then rebattle it, what you're doing is banking on the fact or the likelihood that you can run away far enough for it to respawn and then run back the same amount each time so that you can hit the same frame or, you know, close to it, or have the same momentum, so eventually you hit that shiny frame. Now the resets are slower, but more nailed in, more honed in. The running away method is faster, but it's more random on your frames, whether it's going to end on a shiny frame at the same time that you actually manage to click A into that Pokemon. And I did probably 3,000 or 4,000, probably 4,000 encounters like that, running away, then running back, and it just grated on me because, like, I couldn't get the timing down. I was all over the board on running down too far, running back, not clicking A, missing him. I was like, man, am I just missing my shiny frame every single time I do that? Every time I run back and I run past him on accident or can't get it to line up appropriately, am I just missing my shiny frame because of that? Because of user error? And so I started at about probably 4,700 encounters roughly. I started back in with the soft resets, and I found it pretty quickly after that. So it messed with me mentally. buddy, quit eating my GameCube controller. Come on now. If you want something to eat, eat your bottle. Oh, you slobbered that up good. You send some of your Pokemon from Pogo to Scarlet. Can those Pokemons be Masuda? I mean, only if your Scarlet Pokemon have a different language. If your Scarlet Pokemon are like Japanese and your Pogo Pokemon are English, that would work. And I highly doubt Boruto is a dream. Because I think, like, Madara definitely wasn't in control of Kyogomi, or whatever the crap her name was, his mother. I don't think Madara's power was good enough to put Sasuke or all those guys into that dream. It wouldn't make sense, but it would be really satisfying. Yeah, probably. Bye, Naruto fan. I don't know why you're going, but we'll see you later. Three, 5, 6. That'd be cool if I got another 365. BDSP should have been better. Facts. It definitely should have been better. It had all of the makings to be amazing. I do like the introduction of the underground that they did so that we can catch, you know, the national decks there. But, like, hot dang, they should have done better. Sure did. Cresselia blessed me with this shiny at 16 encounters. It made me absolutely terrified to hunt Mesprit, because Mesprit is the same kind of hunt, and I don't like it. The chibi overworked sprites, yeah. They did get a lot of hate. I didn't personally mind. I mean, Pokemon's always been chibi. It's been pixelated, but it's been chibi all the same. So, like, that didn't bother me. What does bother me is their weird walking patterns, and why they had to be chibi, as far as they don't, like, why do their characters in battle need to look different than their characters on the overworld after we had Legends Arceus and, you know, Pokemon Sword and Shield? Like, that's obviously the more slender style of chibi, but I mean, I think they're chibi all the same. Just this one's like super chibi. Yeah, that one's pretty annoying. Being able to catch Pokemon, but not being able to evolve them until after the league, until you get the Nat Dex. Like, that was dumb. It was a bad call. Like, it made sense in the originals because, like, you really didn't know they existed until late game, but now, like, you know they exist going in, and them to still block you from them is absurd. What are we doing, buddy? Come on. It is a lot of switches. Those are what run my bots. Yeah, I'm hoping for another remake of Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. I'm also hoping for another generation, like Generation 10 on the Switch. Purely because that is a lot of investment in Nintendo Switches to run these bots, and I'm not in a big hurry for them to make a new Nintendo console. So that, one, we have to figure out how to hack and mod those, and two, I need to buy, right off the bat, just as many of those as I have of these in order to facilitate the demand for the bots that the channel's going to need for the next console. Like, that's just going to be so much work that I have to worry about. So yeah, let's get Legend Celebi, let's get a Johto remake, let's get a Unova remake, let's get Gen 10 on the Switch. Like, let's just do this for like 4 more years so I can play catch up. Like, the next half of this year and all of next year, pretty much all of my YouTube ad revenue, all of my Discord Premium, YouTube memberships, like all of it is going straight to a savings account so that I can be able to dump it on those next consoles and hope that in the years to come, I can, one, make that back to the channel, and two, exceed and go beyond. Hey, Tavon, welcome. Yeah, Legend Celebi would be great. I would love that. It's going to be interesting. You are sure they will have a new Pokemon game come out by the time DLC for Scarlet and Violet comes out? It could. I think Scarlet and Violet's going to make it another year, and then they'll have the remake of Unova or something. I think the remake of Unova will get announced sometime in the next 6 months. Oh my gosh, India lower base would be amazing. I think China would be very similar to Johto, personally. But India could be very, very cool. I would also like to see Brazil. Like, I have no reason for this, but Brazil would be epic. And I think maybe that's because, like, if I'm not mistaken, I seem to have a headcanon, or at the very least, I have a headcanon. At the most, in the original Pokemon games, there is a reference to a survey team in Brazil finding the original Mew. But I don't know if that's just me cracking out or if that actually happened. Okay. We can't have a Copper-Raja regional form for India. Like, Copper-Raja is from India. Like, that's almost guaranteed in the Pokedex entries and lore behind Copper-Raja. Like, it's also a reference to, you know, the United Kingdom, you know, taking over part of India and then, you know, occupying it for centuries and then giving it back. Like, that's why there's so much Indian presence in the Galar games in Generation 8. Is strictly because of that. Like, that's a direct reference. Copper-Raja, totally from India. That's why the Pokemon President and Peony are both of Indian descent. Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy. I know your favorite thing is trying to stand up, but let's get away from that one. He's gonna take out one of the switches over there here before too long. Yeah, so when we talk about Pokemon games and remakes, Pokemon Sword and Shield made it 3 years before any remakes happened. Like, they came out in 2019, 21 and 22. So, yeah, it was about 3 years. Right, 2018? Sword and Shield release date. Yeah, November of 2019. It made it a year. It had its DLC, and then another year, and BDSP came out, I think. No, BDSP came out in 2021. You guys are right. My time is just non-existent. Yeah, so it was a year before the remake. Holy cow. That's crazy. And then in 2022, this game came out. Wow. My mind just got blown. Yeah, 2019 it came out. And then 2020, it made it 2020. 2021 a remake came out. So the DLC kept it going another year, so it made it 2 years. And then in 2021, Brilliant Diamond came out. And then 2022 early, Legends Arceus came out, and then this one came out later on that year. Wow. So we're probably looking at the DLC propelling us into next year, where we'll receive an announcement for a Generation 5 remake of some kind. It has had a wide variety of topics. Caught a shiny Duat and then transferred it to Violet. Nice. Weren't interested in having it be a Hisuian Samurott, huh? It would be better than another Meowth. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, I gotcha. That makes sense. If you already had one, why not get a regular shiny Samurott? That makes sense. I love how, like, transferring Legends Arceus Pokemon to home doesn't really, like, explain the whole time travel aspect that just happened to get them there. Because they are very much from the past. Hippopotas? 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 I can never say that name. Hippopotas? Oh yeah, definitely no difference in Gen 1 and 2 trades, but they actually, like, make a reference that, hey, yeah, this is time travel. Bill over there like, hey, yo, dude, I invented a time machine. Oh, okay, maybe that's why I had such a hard time saying it. If it's not spelled right, that's probably part of the reason. Hippopotas. Yeah, we're making pretty great time on these encounters. We got a groove going. Oh my gosh, I just hope they don't do what they did with it with Sword and, like, wait till the very, very, very end of the game, like, of its life, and be like, oh, by the way, congratulations on the next generation of games coming out. Here's a shiny version of the legendaries you've had for the last 3 years. That was so dumb. Hey, buddy. Oh, and there's Baby Coin. He's more interested in the controllers. We're just talking about if/when they inevitably do the giveaway. Shiny female Combi. There you go. That's pretty legit. Yeah. Do you agree? Are you gonna bring good luck? Yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah? I don't think Mom's here right now, dude. If she knew you were playing video games this young, we'd both be dead. Yeah, Drums. I was excited for the Victini. However, I felt extremely betrayed that after a decade of Black and White being out, they didn't do a shiny Victini giveaway and finally unlock that. Very disappointed in them. Shiny Hunt Rayquaza next. I very well could. However, I feel like I would have to do it in Pokemon Sapphire. I don't know, just shiny hunting Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza in one of these games doesn't have the most appeal to me. Although, it's an easier hunt than the original games. Okay, that's a little noisy. Hey, bye, Swayze. We'll see ya. Good luck with some sleep. And we'll see you in the next one. Meanwhile, we'll get your living decks completed tonight after I end the stream. That's one of the things that I get to do tonight. So we should have it available for tomorrow. Moon the Cat, you get some great sleep as well. Thanks for hanging out. Pretty sure I forgot to do that. Ooh, my games think it's nighttime now. I mean, it is, so, like, you know, that checks out, but... makes it a cooler hunt all the same. Thanks for the luck. Oh, Sickly, thank you. I do try. I'm not always the most entertaining. Sometimes we do very boring stuff, but try to be relatable, approachable, and address the chat. I feel like if you're streaming and you're not addressing your chat, there's kind of... what purpose is there in streaming anyways? And I'm glad the giveaways are easy, because sometimes I feel like they're way harder than they should be. I definitely like to have lower wait times, and sometimes that's not always doable. Sometimes the videos just go crazy. Yeah, we do what we can. Can only predict how busy something will be so much. But I feel like, for the most part, with the channel size, 2 bots per Pokemon seems to be enough. Which is great, because that means, like, when the channel grows, before I desperately need it, I can cut the giveaways to 1 giveaway going on at a time. And have, you know, 8 bots, or 10 bots in this case, trading them out. So that the channel does have a lot of room to grow, so that we can still keep wait times low. And honestly, like, a great portion of that growth is coming from the views themselves, giving the channel ad revenue. But we can't forget, like, the Discord premium members that I have, and the YouTube channel members that we also have. Like, those guys are super instrumental in getting us more bots. Because, yeah, their subscriptions have made a world of difference in our ability to purchase those. Like, I never thought for an instant that I'd have 13 bots running. I thought maybe 4 was going to be the max I'd need. Ironically enough, I was doing a Zelda, mostly Nintendo-themed channel back in 2021, right after Brilliant Diamond, well, before Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out, but right after those games came out, I discovered Sysbot software and to make bots for Sword and Shield, and I figured, hey, I do Pokemon content here on the channel, but I'm mostly a general Nintendo YouTuber. What I'm going to do is give my YouTube subscribers access in my Discord server to my Pokemon bots for these giveaways and stuff. And it ended up being way more popular than most of my other videos, so we just kept on getting more and more bots. As the community grew, they offered up support monetarily to get more bots, and so more bots we got, and we just kept growing and growing and growing. Shooting for 20k subscribers right now. 16,000 subscribers at the present time. Like, that's super cool. Guys, this time last year, I was struggling to get 6,000 subscribers. So we've had 10,000 subscribers over a year, and that's just super cool to me. I'm hoping that this year we'll get a, like, we'll make it to 20,000. We're hopeful that that's going to happen. Aquatic Aliena, thank you. You just became a YouTube channel member. Welcome to Hey, Listen! Unfortunately, I can't do a Navi voice, but that's the intent behind that. I should make those more Pokemon themed. Let's be honest. Like, it should say like Pikachu or something, or you know, something Pokemon related. But those are still reminiscent of when I was a Zelda channel, so they're all Zelda themed. And a little happy guy, Hesty down there. He's so cute. We like him. You thought the giveaways were fake at first? A lot of people do for some reason. I don't get it. Like, a lot of channels do giveaways. They're just not as accessible. Like, I think I know of like 3 channels. I can't name them all right now, but I think there's about 3 of them out there that do these giveaways. We're gonna just double check on that one because the Gengar messed with me a little bit. Better safe than sorry. Oh, I love the shiny Luxray line. That's a great line. I also got that shiny Arcanine mystery gift, mainly because I didn't want to hunt a shiny Growlithe, and that just made one less Pokemon I need for my shiny living dex that I'm trying to accumulate. So the bots need a modded Switch. There's a program that runs on the PC. There's a program that runs on the Switch itself. But as for instructions on how to use them as a viewer, as a Discord member, there's plenty of instructions in the actual Discord group. So no need to really go over them here. And I'm glad you guys are loving the giveaways. They were not a main focus of the channel before 2021, so they just happened to work. I found a niche, and we went from there. You just want a shiny Furret. I remember the years of Furret on an escalator until Gen 4 remake. That was great. So, there is no DLC for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. The giveaways, or the legendaries for Shaman and Darkrai specifically, you had to get the member card, and I forget what Shaman's, Oak's Letter. You had to get the mystery gift event back in like April of last year. So if you didn't get those, you're kind of SOL, unfortunately. You have a shiny Ferret plush, or Furret plush? That's awesome. A normal one. Oh! We didn't show your toy. We'll be right back. So we went to a concert in Utah last week, and we brought back a plushie for Kyan, the little baby coin, that is bigger than he is. He likes Pikachu. Yeah. Got a level 100 shiny Kyogre today. That's epic. Yeah. Well, it's no reason for me to get BDSP. Truly, unless you have a modded Switch to give yourself those items, yeah, there's no reason to buy BDSP unless you need Pokemon for your Pokedex. Your cat came to each stream? That's awesome. Yeah, so out of the starters, like I want to get a starter plushie of each one and have him do a picking of the Pokemon to pick his starter. I honestly think that he would probably pick Pikachu out of all of them, but I could see him choosing like Litleo, not Litleo, Torcat, Litten, or Scorbunny or Sprigatito. Also, I could see him picking Mudkip, but above those, I think he would pick Pikachu. He seems to be more attracted to the yellow colorings. Oh, my favorite starter is hands down Mudkip. Always will be. Love the little Mudkip water ground Pokemon that's super weak to Trico and gets destroyed by May under Mauville Bridge cycling road. Like, that's just my favorite part of Gen 3. To me, personally, the battle against May between Slayport and Mauville is the hardest battle of any rival to date if you choose Mudkip. The reason being is there's not a lot of stuff that you can do to destroy Groove Oil. Like, it's going to be weakish to flying, but at the same time, it's got flying moves. It's going to destroy pretty easily a lot. Like, Swellow's your only chance against that Groove Oil. You can go with a bug to eat the grass, but because it's got flying moves, it destroys the bug. It's got Leaf Blade, which is 4 times effective against your poor Marshtomp. Okay, but Volo's the champion. Like, Volo's the end game. He's not a rival. He is the bad. He is the boss, the end all be all. Toss up between Mudkip and Totodile. Totodile was my favorite starter until Mudkip. Gonna be perfectly honest there. Sprigatito's also pretty high up there. Like, it's the first grass type I've ever had any sort of affinity to. Like, don't get me wrong though. I do like Mia Sceptile. I do think that one's a good one. Ivysaur's pretty alright with Venusaur and all that. But, yeah, never really went out of my way to choose grass-type Pokemon until Scarlet and Violet, and then it's what I played the game through first with. Yeah, we're talking about rivals. Yeah, Volo cheated. Volo had a demigod on his team. Tavon, Chimchar's pretty lit. I usually ended up choosing Chimchar out of necessity mostly because he's the only fire type that you can really get in the original Pearl and Diamond games that's worth anything. I thought Water Steel was a cool combination back in the day, but upon further playthroughs with choosing Piplup, yeah, not a fan. You're still able to get Shaman and Darkrai in Legends, that is true. I am glad that they made it super easy to get those. Unfortunately, they are shiny locked, but so my starter choices would be Charmander, Totodile, Mudkip, Chimchar, Oshawott, Froakie, Litten, with a toss-up of Rowlet. Like, we got to get Rowlet in there. Like, Litten and Rowlet are tied in my mind. Like, I like Decidueye way better than Incineroar. Don't get me wrong. Like, the final evolution swaps it for me. But as far as a base Pokemon, I liked Litten more. And I think the fire type was better suited for that region anyways. But I equally love Rowlet. Rowlet was pretty great. Then Gen 8, I always had to go with Scorbunny. I hated Inteleon, personally. I also hated that whole line. I really wanted to love Grookey, but I felt Grookey was weak sauce. I feel like he could have benefited greatly from a secondary typing of some kind. I don't know. Is he grass ground? I don't know. I don't feel like those ones are dual typed, and they lack because of it. And then in Gen 9, it's Sprigatito all the way. Like, this is one instance where, like, Fuecoco, I love Fuecoco. Also, Sydney Claxton, thank you for subscribing. I love Fuecoco, don't get me wrong. And I know a lot of people were going, like, go back and forth on, should starters stand up, you know, or change their feeding, whatever. For every bit of hate that Sprigatito gets for standing up on its hind legs, and we knew that was coming, like that was a given, I think Fuecoco line would have been better on two legs. That's my hot take for the stream. My least favorite Pokemon is Bruxish. Bruxish? One, because I can't say it. Two, because it's fugly. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Imagine Magikarp painted up like Jinx. Bruxish is a bad design. Yeah, I can't think right off of any Pokemon that I really hate worse than Bruxish. Wishy-Washy is kind of in there too. I hate Wishy-Washy. Like, a lot of people love its ability, love its schooling factor, all that fun stuff, but I just thought, it's not for me. Not for me. Yeah, the fish with the big lips that doesn't evolve. Well, y'all, it's looking like we can do about 100 encounters an hour, so that's pretty good. Because we started at about 4:30, or sorry, 2:30. We're now at about 4:30. I think it's looking pretty good. And it is 8:20. We'll probably go until 9 here, so about another 40 minutes-ish, give or take. Depending on if my kid lets me transport him to his bed. Because he's just about asleep. Skygams Deluxe. Drums for Life, thanks for the follow. Sun Wukong, that's funny. Skygams Deluxe just subscribed. I thought you already were subscribed. Oh, wait. What? What? Whooper time? Bro, how many YouTube channels do you have? Aquatic Aliena is following on Twitch. Thank you. At least, yeah, that's definitely Twitch. Whooper time just subscribed. Wow, we're just climbing the ranks there. Pokemon time, don't ask. All right, we won't ask, we won't tell. Some craziness going on over here. I'm surprised my hand isn't getting tired. I've been like doing both controllers like spread hand like that. And that's what leads me to believe that I could do 4 Nintendo Switches at the same time, but there would be no place for my face in there. Alright, we'll see how long that lasts. The first non-story shiny that I remember was a frickin' Magikarp in Sword and Shield. Yeah, a Magikarp. Magneton from Ruby, nice. I was running away from a horde of Magikarp that were jumping through the river, and I was running from it, and it hit me anyways, and it was shiny, so that was pretty funny for me. I have one more channel. Alright, for Skygams, which one's your actual YouTube channel that you use? That's what I want to know. Because I tried looking for Skygams the other day and couldn't find anything. Sickly Sea Lion is back. Welcome back. Got a Pikachu from Diamond. Awesome. It's this. It's me. All caps. It was a shiny Kadabra in Platinum. It used Teleport. Of course it did. Of course it did. The first shiny that I actually hunted was that Regigigas. Well, I say Magikarp was my first that I found, but I think like I can't remember which one was actually first. I also managed to get an Aegislash or Aegislash, however you want to say that, in Sword and Shield as well. That one, I was grinding, killing Aegislash to level up my Pokemon. And I think about the third or fourth one I ran into happened to be shiny. I can't remember if that was before or after I ran into that Magikarp. Gen 4, the longest Pokemon generation. What do you mean by longest? The longest in terms before it ended Gen 5. I mean, I would say it's probably a toss-up between Gen 3 and Gen 4. Just because I'm not quite sure right off the spacing between Platinum and Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And I do know that Fire Red, Leaf Green were pretty close to Ruby and Emerald. What's up, Naruto fan? I get off at 9:30 on Monday and Friday. And getting off the stream at 9, that's about a half hour away from now. Oh my gosh. gosh, come on. Key combos. Press them correctly. Skygams, I have one question. How did you manage 6,000 subscribers? That's some craziness. I just do. That's funny. Uh-oh, that sounds way too awake. You got giveaway, I got the stuff. Little turd, you were asleep. You fooled me. You tricked me. Congratulations, you tricked me. Apparently, if he's not sleeping on my lap, he ain't really sleeping. Yeah, the giveaways definitely helped the channel grow, that's for sure. Well, thank you for the luck. I hope we get it soon as well. It'll be super great. Search. We want that. Original. About. Yeah, I'm guessing, Skygams, you do a lot of YouTube shorts, given your sheer view count that I briefly noticed. 597 eggs for a shiny Zorak? That's pretty good. I should do more shorts, personally. I have a few that I need to do, but... yeah, shorts are their own thing. I am surprised to see that the channel's where it's at subscriber-wise, given my view count. My view count is right around 365,000 views. which is really, really good considering the level of subscribers that I have. Like, when you math that out, that is 1 subscriber for every 23 views. That's pretty crazy. Brass coins. Oh my gosh. We up here changing names, huh? If we do get another Pokemon Legends game, ILCA better not touch it. That's funny. Went back to the beginning of the stream, didn't catch the link code. Clockworks. There is no link code. This one isn't a giveaway. This one is just a shiny hunt. The giveaway currently going on is for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That's Jirachi. We're gonna just watch those one more time. We're also doing a giveaway in Sword and Shield for a shiny Arceus and a regular Volcanion. And those are 2 completely separate videos that have their own giveaway code in the videos themselves. But this one does not have a giveaway code. We are shiny hunting. Mangled your sentence. That's funny. No, I mean, it was pretty legible. Brass coins. Jacking my profile picture and everything, huh? With the live icon on it. I'm here for the meme. And the subs. He's a clone in need of a loan. I'm actually waiting to hear back from the trademark, the U.S. Patent Office, and see if they're gonna give me the patent to the name Brasscoin. Not patent in this case, but the trademark. Pokemon Violet and Brasscoins live. What? Go out of business. Yeah, about the time where I hit 10,000 subscribers, I really started looking at that. And about the time where I hit 13,000 subscribers, I actually applied for it. I thought that that might be something important to do. Since I, registered a business under the name of Brasscoin Media, I figured I should probably trademark the name Brasscoin before somebody screws me over. Luckily, I think I caught it early enough in my channel's lifespan that somebody wasn't going to go out of their way to copy me. As far as, try to steal the name. Because that does happen, especially when you get towards 20,000 subscribers. They start to go, wait a second. And then that just causes a whole rebranding thing, and nobody wants to have to rebrand, and so it's a whole mess. You will be the one to do it. Best of luck, that one. That's expensive. I think it was like $300 to get that done, all said and done. 150, something like that. Plus registering as a business, that was another like $200. It's ridiculous. And then the taxes. Oh my gosh. I mentioned that last stream. Like, State of Idaho says I owe a lot of taxes, so it's like, bruh, I don't even make that much. So I'm gonna have fun figuring that out. State of Idaho wants me to pay taxes quarterly for income and sales tax. Or I guess sales and use tax, and then on my actual income, I have to report and pay in that as well. Withholdings is what it's called. So they slapped me with what they say $1,000. I actually don't do any sales on my channel, so like I figured my sales were $0. But somehow they said like $500 for use tax and $500 for withholdings. I don't get how they calculated those informations, but hopefully when I go to file taxes at the end of the year, it all evens out and I get to claim and report what I have actually and get some of that money back. That would be ideal. Because if that's the case, I'm going to be expected to pay $4,000 into taxes of various different things, and that's just not going to be okay. That's a lot of money. That's like more than the channel will make in the last half of the year, I think. Probably. Yeah, it's about $1,000 per quarter. It kind of sucks. Like, at this point, I think it would have been better not to run it as a business, honestly. Because, like, it's weird. Because, like, YouTube channel memberships and Discord Premium and Patreon, they all, technically speaking, have a sale aspect to them. Like, there's something that you get in exchange for subscribing to a service of some kind. But it's nothing tangible. But it's also not really anything digital either. I mean, just speed is the main thing. You get speed. You get the same access to the other things that everybody else has, just faster. So it's not really selling anything. And not only that, but because of the way I actually get the revenue from that, it goes through Discord, it goes through YouTube, it goes through Patreon. So I am not the actual seller in that regard, as far as I'm concerned. The business that actually has access to sales tax information is YouTube, Patreon, and Discord, respectively. I don't see what state you guys are in to charge appropriate tax in the states that I need to. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know what I need to do with my life with that. Try some potatoes and french fries from there. Tell you what, Tavon, if you go to Five Guys, you are probably going to get some good Idaho potatoes making your french fries. Five Guys sources all of their potatoes from Idaho. And it's cool because they list the farms that in the city that they're from. And, like, when I was out abroad across the United States, I ate at a few Five Guys, and you could always say, oh, this one's from St. Anthony, Idaho, from Wilcox's Farms. I'm like, hey, I know those guys. Or this one's from Summers Farm in Sugar City. I'm like, hey, I know those guys. We might be able to do a collab. You definitely have to hit me up in my Discord server about it so that we can, you know, actually communicate more effectively than YouTube. I'm not opposed to collabing. I always swore that I would never be those content creators that wouldn't do collabs with smaller channels, because when I was at about 600, 300 subscribers, I was desperately looking for somebody to collab with. And nobody would except for Nehru, another Zelda content creator. Mad respect for him actually helping me out. He was able to, through a collab, get me another like 300, 400 subscribers from his that came to my channel and watched a few of my videos, subscribed, all that, and helped my channel grow and spurred me into 1,000 subscribers. So definitely a huge help there. And I promised, like, my community and my channel at that point, like, that I wouldn't say no to a channel strictly because of their size. Because I do want to help out and spread that and put that back out into the universe. But at the same time, I judge very harshly the content on the channel and the compatibility that it has with my channel content. Some people I have gone and done some collabs with are Lincoln Logan, Galactic Threat, and Slinky Graves. I've done a few collabs with him. Been a really good time there. That one was actually a shiny hunt. If anything was to be done collab-wise, I would say a shiny hunt race would probably be the thing to do. Those are super easy to collab on, super easy to get in on. Everybody knows what's happening. And it's just a race of witty banter to find the shiny first. Has nothing to do with skill at that point. Oh, Skygabs, I have no idea what your content even is. I haven't looked that deeply into your channel. I just barely found it and poked around your view count and your subscriber count. And deduced very heavily that you do a lot of shorts. Just because the way to get that many views with not matching subs is through shorts. But still, getting like 6,000 subs through shorts is still impressive. Ultimately, my goal is to help get a few channels monetized. CB Genius is another one I've done a few collabs with, though for some reason we haven't done any videos yet on his channel. We really need to. People make fun of you for what? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, views are views, and subscribers are subscribers. That having been said, I am curious, is your channel actually monetized? You sucker punch them. No. Because channels that primarily focus on shorts have different monetization categories and criteria than other full-length video channels do. I actually have 2 monetized channels presently. One is a Zelda-specific channel. And that one's floating at 1,040 subscribers. Don't know how the heck I managed to pull that one off, but I received an immense amount of love at a very good time. is how I imagine I pulled that one off. It's actually incredibly funny how that went down. When I got 100 subscribers on Brass Coin, I said that I would do a theory video for Zelda because that's my favorite franchise and that's what I wanted to be. Anyways, I wanted to be a Zelda tuber. Did that theory. It got 12,000 views, and I only had 100 subscribers at the time, and it helped bump me up to about 300 to 500 subscribers, so that was really cool. I had some stints in there where I lost 200 subscribers faster than I gained others, so took a huge hit with Pokemon Snap to my channel. My Zelda fans did not like that. And then, randomly, I decided I'm going to make this Zelda channel, and I uploaded the same video that got 12,000 views over the course of 3-ish, 2-ish years. Within a month, it had 40,000 views, and my channel was monetized. It was craziest thing. Brass Coin. I actually toyed around with that for a idea to an opening to a video. Like, I was going to have a coin that said Brass Coin on one side and had my YouTube logo on the other side and have it spinning and flipping. I just never got the editing done right for it, so I canned it altogether. Sickly sea lion over there, like, what? Oh, you managed to grab that Jirachi. That's awesome, Clockworks. Hey, you're not saying much. You're just saying things, little buddy. You use Vita to edit? I use Sony Vegas. I dropped $300 on that program back in 2019, I think. It works pretty good. Before that, I was using a Screenshot, I think is what it was called. A free video editing software. OpenShot, that's what it was called. OpenShot. You're not saying much. They can't understand you, mister. Yeah. You telling about the time that you didn't find a shiny ever because you haven't played the games before? Let him play. If he would play and not eat the controller, I totally would let him. But he seems more interested in eating stuff. You'll give him one. Oh, that sounded wet. You spitting up? Oh no. Is it time to play? There we go. Well, I definitely got more encounters than I thought I was going to get today, so that's a huge bonus. Not bad. Almost 300 encounters thus far. A Gulbin plushie? What the heck is that? Skygams, are you German? No. Well, that one's got good stats. The baby knows facts. I think he said I'm going to get the shiny at 513 encounters. Announcements too. Oh, it double posted. Interesting. Nope. No shiny. What's the... Oh, did you get stuck? Oh, that's because you're going places where you shouldn't be going. You're going places you shouldn't be going, dude. No wonder you're getting stuck. The Pokemon that is green and has hello hair. I'm going to imagine that was supposed to say yellow. Gulpin! I stepped up. That's a great question. I don't know if I put that one so soon on the retry there, but I might have. Okay, you gonna stand now, buddy? It's your favorite Pokemon? Let's try putting you up there. Let's see how you do with that. See how long before he rips my headset off. The downside to this is I can no longer reach my keyboard. Oh, there goes my headset. Oh yeah, I definitely have Scarlet Violet. You can see them right there on my game dash. Well, buddy, it was worth a shot. But unfortunately, you just want to grab stuff and pull, huh? He's like, I'll take those headset. You're banging your head on a walk. Wall. It will fall off his head. I've tried. Hey. Come here, dude. Is that fun? His name is Baby Coin. He's also been referred to as Copper Coin. Yeah, Copper Coin, that's you. Silver Coin. Honestly, at one point, I thought about referring to him as Gold Coin, or actually renaming my channel to Gold Coin, but it just didn't feel right. Brass Coin kind of has a better ring to it anyways. Whoa. Just poke, baby. I don't know. People with Poke in their name kind of get in trouble by Nintendo. Heard about that whole thing that went down with Pokemon. Alright, we got 2 more runs. We're going to end at 5:30 for the encounter. I used to collect Pokemon cards. Occasionally I still buy some. Haven't bought any in a while. I gave a good portion of them to my nephew. Yeah, Pokemon got, like, attacked by Nintendo, but I think she ended up keeping the name. I don't have any positive or negative things to say about him. I haven't watched her that much to have an opinion of the channel. Oh wow, that one loaded really fast. can I be your other nephew and have the rest? I kept my valuable ones. That's about it. But that was the last encounter for the evening. I'm going to get the other bot back up and running, and I will stream again probably on Sunday. I can't guarantee Saturday because my wife and I share that day off, so it's kind of hard to do anything streaming related. But Sunday I have off by myself with Baby Coin. I'll probably have a babysitter so I can focus more attention to that Jirachi shiny hunt. Hopefully we'll get some of that going on. But I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, Skygams. Thanks for everybody else also who joined and was chatting with me. It made it a very enjoyable stream. Aquatic Aliana, thank you. Yeah, we'll get you a Discord link here before I close. Baby Coin's over there like a bee, a bee, a bee, a bee. That's all, folks. And post. There's that link for you, Aquatic Aliena. And you guys have a great rest of your